Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, I'm GC Smith, and boy was this week exciting for everyone. So, for those of you who don't know, Thursday night or early Friday morning in the UK, the World of Warcraft Legion beta servers went up. Now, as far as we're aware, no one currently has access to the servers to actually play the beta yet. It's not in a playable state. But both MMO Champion and Wowhead have both started to data mine some of the changes on the Legion beta, and there's been quite a lot of them. So I'm going to be covering a lot of the class changes in the next week or so. I'm going to be doing Rogues and Paladins today and tomorrow. But I just wanted to first talk about one of the biggest changes, actually, I think, in terms of dungeon and raid play, and that is the removal or streamlining of buffs that players can bring to the raid groups or dungeon groups with them. For example, Paladins are losing Blessing of Might. There's no actual mention of Blessing of Kings yet, so whether we're keeping that or not is not currently known. Mages are losing Arcane Brilliance, and Druids are losing their Mark of the Wild, and I assume Priests are losing the Stamina buff and all that kind of stuff with them. So there seems to be some removal of buffs that are provided for groups. I'm not yet certain if we're going to get them back any time, if it's a permanent removal or they've been moved to talents. We don't know yet. And I do want to actually say this is really, really early in the development cycle. It's literally the first beta patch that's on the servers. We don't even know if the betas are going to be live yet. No, if this is the first version we're going to even be able to have access to play yet, since no one's been invited yet. So they could push another build before players get to play and make the build stable, and these buffs could come back. But as far as we're aware currently, it looks like the buffs are going to be changing a lot in World of Warcraft Legion, which is actually quite a shame in my opinion. I really am going to miss the ability to bring certain buffs. But then again, I'm not certain they really need those kind of group buffs anymore. We're having to rely on buffs, really, and rely on certain buffs in raids to really do things. It kind of seems a bit old hat, especially when they're not trying to have homogenization anymore. It makes sense to maybe keep a couple unique ones per class, or one unique buff per class that they bring, instead of having 2 or 3 per class, with some of them overlapping. They seem to be trying to bring back class identity, as well as spec identity. So it's entirely possible that if the buffs are removed now, they'll be added for certain specs again in future. Like I said, there is no mention of Blessing of Kings being removed in the patch notes I saw. So unless it just hadn't been data mined at the time I looked at them and at the time of this recording. So yeah, that's just it for this video. I want to just let you know that about those changes, as well as let you know that the Paladin and Rogue class changes will be coming very, very soon. I also wanted to ask people who watch these videos, what classes are you interested in seeing the changes to? Obviously, I'm open for making other class change videos. I'm going to be making them, one after the other, and hopefully eventually do all classes at some point. But I'd just like to know in which order you would like to know. Like, what would be your priority of a class in that sense? So, yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to more Legion stuff coming to you soon.